Welcome to the Mid-Michigan Business Wrap. We are here on this last day of summer, everyone. Try not to cry because we're going to have to host this program for the next hour. And we'll celebrate the coming of autumn because that means fun things too, like apple cider, right? And pumpkin patches and Halloween things and that best maize over there. Sounds like a lot of fun. I'm going to get over there soon. And so let's not moan the passing of summer because, to every life, there are seasons. Let's get philosophical this morning. We are with our expert panel. So here we are at our Gillespie Group storefront studio on the Avenue of Michigan. The coffee house is loaded with business people this morning who are all talking and coming up with ideas and laughing and smiling and listening. They'll be a part of the show coming up shortly. And you can be here, too. There's no charge or anything. It's like a networking group every Wednesday, starting at 9 in the morning. And if you come down here, you can be anonymous if you want and just hang around in the coffee house, or you can get involved. SpotlightMM.com is the website if you want to find us or connect with any of our expert panelists. We have special guests today. We have the panel. And the downtown studio here is furnished by Corporate Office Interiors. You can go to corporateofficeinteriors.com today and get their design team to come to your place tomorrow. You might hear in fact, those are, that's coffee aroma coming through. That smells pretty good. Stay tuned for the rest of the hour for our expert panel. And what I'd like to do is have you meet them right now so you'll recognize their voice. Because once we start chatting, man, it's just like being a fly on the wall at a board meeting for a business or a gathering of people who are sharing ideas and brainstorming, if you will. Sometimes they're opinionated, sometimes you get information, and you'll decide for yourself the rest of the way. Starting from left to right, it's a big table, if you can picture it, and I'm at the sort of the home plate, and we'll go down to, we'll call it third base, but in blackjack, third base would be on the other side. Yeah, good afternoon. Good morning.
Yeah, it actually feels afternoon.
Doesn't it?
A little bit. George Volman of Volman Ford, and I want to thank the dear Lord for a very healthy grandbaby that was born yesterday, Madeline Rose, to us, and we're really excited about that.
Madeline Rose,
unbelievable daughter.
Yeah,
for my daughter.
Who are the parents?
My daughter Catherine,
yeah.
And my son-in-law Brian. Last name's Catanese. Very, very beautiful baby girl, blonde curly hair, unbelievable.
And where was Madeline Rose born?
At St. John's, and I guess it's in Harper Woods or Detroit.
Oh, okay.
It's like right on the line.
Yeah. And were you nervous as a cat?
Not nervous, but very thankful that the baby is healthy and mom is doing fine, and of course my wife is doing fine too because she's the one that sweated this one.
Well, because of technology, I mean, you have the picture of Madeline Rose right on your phone.
I was able to take pictures of her on the phone and all this other stuff, and I said, I love this.
Yeah, that's a very nice old-fashioned name. And next to you, a relative newcomer to the Business Wrap. How are you?
Good morning. This is Mary Stucco with Farm Bureau Insurance. And I am letting everyone know that September is Life Insurance Awareness Month. So if you have someone in your life that you love, you want to make sure that you take care of them. And even though times are tough, it really becomes an issue if something happens to you and mortgages need to be paid and kids need to be taken care of and final expenses need to be paid. So also, I want to bring up that I'm the ambassador chair for the Lansing Chamber of Commerce, and we have the statewide ambassador conference coming next week to the Radisson Hotel. It's going to be a 3-day event, and there's going to be a lot of excitement that goes along with it, with all the people coming from all over the states.
So do we call you Madam Ambassador from now on then?
Well, sure, if you'd like.
Because President Obama's at the United Nations for the next couple days, staying at the Waldorf Astoria in New York there, and there are lots of ambassadors running around that place from time to time, I think.
No, we're
UN
actually,
ambassadors.
we're the good kind.
Oh, okay. Life insurance. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to ask, is that conference chambers from all around the state?
Yes,
is that
chambers
what it is?
from all throughout the state of Michigan, and some of them are going to be ambassadors, some of them are going to be the actual executives from the chambers. So.
Okay.
I'm going to come back to that in just a second if I can, because I want to get everybody's voice in here once we start going. And next to you, the man with the muscles.
Scott
Look at those guns.
From Cartridge.
I'm enjoying it.
Scott Farragon from Cartridge World. Make me self-conscious here. Wanted to kind of expound on you mentioning that this was more of a networking event also, because ironically enough, I had one of my clients call last week, had a new person coming into their office and wanted to know all the details exactly where the coffee house and stuff was, because he wanted to send his new employee down here to meet people and network at
No kidding.
During our show.
Wow.
So I thought that was interesting.
Well, there are at least 20 people in there as far as I can see.
There are a lot of people here today.
Yeah,
Yes.
as I always say, the police have estimated the crowd at somewhere under 2,000. And we're not sure how far under 2,000, though. And now here at the far end of the table.
Craig Godfrey with Godfrey Weisberg, CPAs and Advisors, and we may be helping clients sort through the Small Business Lending Funding Act.
What does that mean?
As some know that the Senate on the 16th of September passed this bill, and now it's on to the House, and I have not heard that it's passed through the House. It's expected to. And here's some tax cuts that the Obama administration is suggesting for businesses mainly. So that's a real good thing here. And also congratulations to George Volman on the birth of his granddaughter. And also welcome to Mary Stucco to our group here. So
Thank you very much. That's very nice of you. Let's go back to George. The Transportation Secretary, Ray LaHood. I don't know, do any of you text while you're driving?
no.
Of course
No,
not.
It's
No.
illegal.
Do you have any of the systems in your car where you can do voice-activated phone calls or read your email or any of that sort of thing?
No.
I do
don't.
not.
Do you have onboard navigational systems where you can type in the address you're going to and the map will appear on the screen?
Yes.
I have a GPS.
You use that too. That's built into the car.
Not built in. Mine's,
You plug it in.
yes.
Do you have one of those little screens where when you're backing up you can look and see what's behind you?
No.
No.
These are all items that are added, in some cases standard even, in vehicles that are sold and made. And the Transportation Secretary yesterday took after the auto industry, saying these things distract drivers, even though they're meant to make them hands-free. Phone calls. OnStar wants to put Facebook, audible Facebook into your car. Do you think that the technology in cars, including the Ford Sync, George, is going too far?
No, actually, as a matter of fact, I think in the case of Sync, it's probably making it safer. Okay, let's talk about GPS for a second. I mean, you can get a Garmin or one of those that you can add to the car, take it to different cars, and that's one thing. And you can basically program that thing while you're driving. You cannot do that with an in-house navigational system. At least on the Ford side, you cannot be moving and then program it in. You have to be stopped.
Okay.
Okay, so that's number one. The sync system allows you to be able to have your emails read to you and eventually Facebook and so on and so forth. I mean, I don't think that's any more distracting than having somebody sitting in the passenger seat having a conversation with you. Okay, so the point is that how far does the regulation go? And as we talked about on an earlier segment, the marketplace is going to make the determination as to what gets done and what doesn't in terms of this concept. It shouldn't be the government. Example, OnStar, okay, is going to set it up so that you pay a subscription and you can have your emails read and so on and so forth. That's going to compete against a Ford Sync or some other manufacturer's Bluetooth-capable system, so on and so forth. The best system's going to win. We don't need the government walking in and saying, I'm concerned about this, so blah, 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 blah. Pretty soon they're going to say you can't smoke in your car because guess what? That's a distraction. I mean, how many times, being an ex-smoker, do you go to pull the cigarette out of your mouth while you're driving and the hot ash goes on the floor and blah, blah, blah. Now you're all over the road, say I'm burning my car down, but I'm going
Or
70
worse,
miles
in
an
your
hour.
lap,
right.
know.
So I mean, so how far does the regulation go? And that would be my concept. I don't have a problem with regulating oil drilling in the Gulf, that type of thing, where there needs to be some oversight, but you can take it too far.
Well, I mean, changing a CD, changing the radio station.
There you go.
Right.
I mean, all of that now is going to
Those
be
are all
hands-free,
distraction.
but
Yep.
it's all going to be hands-free with these systems. So I think the systems are great, but the market's going to determine which system is going to be adopted.
Yeah, because these systems are all going by your voice commands,
Correct.
right?
It's all
Dial
voice activated.
somebody, dial or something like that, right?
What about doing your makeup? You've never seen anybody do that, have you?
I would
Mary?
never do such a thing.
Never,
I'm
ever,
texting
never,
and driving
ever,
at the same time.
These things happen. I mean, what about, we have a whole culture built on fast food.
Well, I mean, when you were in New York City, if you didn't have a little bagel warmer on your dash, I mean, you didn't have breakfast. That's how that worked.
Are you
And it's
joking?
No, I'm not
Bagel
joking. I
warmer.
used to work in New York, and not only that, it's going to be even worse with Obama going there. It's going to gridlock the city for a week.
Man, we used to use tinfoil, wrap that up.
Put it right on the engine. There you
That's
go.
right.
You had your deal when you got it back.
Did you really do that?
Yeah.
You did? All right. Anyway, but speaking of driving and everything, was anybody in that storm last night that came through the? It was about a little bit after 10 o'clock. Were you outside at all, or in the car, or anything like that?
I was driving through it.
Yeah, it was awesome, wasn't it?
It was awesome, but it was also a little scary,
I thought it was scary. I wanted to get off the road as fast as I could, coming on 96.
especially the highway. Going 70 miles an hour was not safe. Maybe Ray LaHood could come up with a regulation for that.
Stop the wind.
I'm sorry.
Well, the car was blowing all over the place, and the big trucks, I know they can't control themselves in that wind and that lightning show. It was really something, but glad everybody made it safely. There were no reports of injuries, but it sure seemed like it was Dorothy and Toto and the Wizard of Oz all over again.
Yeah, I think it was worse towards Grand Rapids, wasn't it?
Yeah, they had lots of
somehow
power outages and so forth. But
let
when
up
you're,
a little bit.
when you're on the road and it's coming at you and you think about tornadoes and you can't see the sky, it was a really creepy feeling. 18 after the hour, the Mid-Michigan Business Wrap will continue in 4 minutes. Stay right there or come down and see us in the Gillespie Group storefront studio on the Avenue of Michigan, attached to Great Lakes Chocolate and Coffee Company. Back in a flash.